Hello and welcome to the Leading with Lean podcast. My name's Philip Holt, author of Leading with Lean, The Simplicity of Lean, and Leading Lean by Living Lean. And in this podcast, I narrate all three of my books, chapter by chapter, in which I share with you my over 30 years of experience as a lean leader across many companies globally. The Simplicity of Lean, Chapter 3, Leader Standard Work. What is Leader Standard Work? Leader Standard Work is a visual daily management system for all levels of leadership in the organisation, starting from the team leader level through to the CEO. It is intended to ensure that a significant proportion of daily tasks are executed in a systematic and standardised manner, resulting in a predictability that benefits the organisation's stability and operational excellence. However, it must be noted that by using the term predictability, I'm not implying that the leaders do not challenge the organisation. In fact, lean leaders are constantly challenging the organisation, but crucially, they do this in a way that tests the organisation's capability to achieve operational excellence and not by constantly surprising the organisation with new direction, ideas, or priorities. Leader Standard Work consists of three core elements. It is visual in nature, it is undertaken on a regular cadence, and it drives both action and learning. Leader Standard Work is often resisted by managers, particularly at the upper level of the hierarchy. This is sometimes due to the misconception that they cannot standardise what they do, a view that what managers do is something of an art. Alternatively, it can be that the very few standardising what they do is in some way devaluing their importance in the organisation, a status-driven mindset whereby the person in question believes that they are too important to be told, in inverted commas, what to do on a regular basis. And in the book, what you'll see is an illustration of the hierarchical level and standardisation. And it shows that the operator should be doing effectively 100% standardised work. Whereas as we go up the leadership levels of team leader, group leader, manager, VP, director, up to CEO or managing director, that progressively reduces down to what we've put around 40% in the illustration. It is correct that the level of standardisation for a manager will be lower than that of a shop floor worker, as there are more requirements upon them for flexibility in their agenda. Nevertheless, standardisation of a good part of their daily activities will ensure that the leader provides a predictability that offers their people the stability to get their daily management activities done, problem solve, and deliver customer value. As the diagram demonstrates, we would expect that an operator has virtually all of their daily work standardised, which will be normal value-added tasks of their job plus their Kaizen activities. Their team leader might have a little more flexibility in their scheduled activities, as they will need to react to non-standard activities, problems, etc., and so will have 10 to 20% of their time that is not standardised. As you can see, the level of non-standard activity in this model increases until we reach the CEO level, at which the standardised time is around 40% of their day. However, as the organisation moves along the maturity curve, I firmly believe that the curve can move to the right, as more of the daily tasks may be standardised when the organisational stability is increased. This is a virtuous cycle, as the increased stability brought about through daily management, problem solving and standardised work delivers more opportunity to standardise, which in turn allows for more stability of performance. Probably the easiest way of thinking about leader standard work is as follows. Daily management is what we do to drive operational excellence in our organisation. Leader standard work is how the management ensures that they are active in the success of daily management. The leader standard work must deliver three things to be successful. Number one, document the current state of the best practices in lean management for the organisation. Number two, create the baseline for future improvement. And number three, define expected behaviour of leaders. Leader standard work essentially creates the bridge across the organisational structure. And what you'll see in the book is an illustration of that bridge where it shows from the team leader at the value stream all the way up to the management system and the different levels of leadership and how they are linked through the leader standard work, ensuring that we've got that collaboration and that coherency across the full organisational spectrum. Hopefully, the diagram has worked in explaining the system. Obviously, for those listening on the audiobook, it will be less of a visual, but hopefully I've explained it well enough for you to understand. But to elaborate, the value adders, whether they be manufacturing operators, call centre staff, accountants, designers, coders, etc., interact with the first level of supervision. Nomenclature varies by industry, country and organisation, but this will be what I've called the team leader. The team leader, or TL, is the person who supports them in their daily work and ensures that they are trained to standard, competent levels, following their standard work, and that the performance of the process is on target. Where there are deviations, they are the first level of support in problem solving and will help them to implement Kaizen. The TLs interact with both their group leader, the next level of supervision, and other team leaders, sharing information and working to solve problems. Group leaders, or GLs, have the same responsibility towards the TLs that the TLs have to their value adders, their team members. That of assuring competence, standard work adherence, and that performance is met. They also support problem solving, but this happens at the escalation level, and therefore they are involved in solving fewer but more complicated problems. You'll see more in Chapter 4. This process continues from the GLs to their managers, managers to their directors, and continues all the way up to the CEO level. Again, job titles may differ, but the process and principle of the interactions is common. It is the leader standard work that facilitates and promotes the success of this ecosystem of organisational interaction. Take some hindsight time to consider how these interactions work within your own organisation and perhaps others that you've worked with or had experience of. And it should probably become clear that where leader standard work is not well deployed and executed, the system effect is disruptive. This is the reality that leader standard work addresses, that this network of interactions, both vertically and horizontally, between the leadership level exists either explicitly or implicitly. Without a disciplined, standardised way of working across the network, there are many individual managers working, mostly with the best of intentions, or what they believe are the right things, at their own cadence and planning time frame. However, it's unlikely that they are synchronised with the other managers, resulting in uncoordinated work patterns that cause, at best, duplication and at worst, chaos. In a lean thinking organisation, the lean leaders all have coordinated leader standard work in place, ensuring that the management system supports and enables the maximisation of value add across the value stream. Leader standard work is relatively simple to set up, and one of the most important elements is that it encourages, or rather demands, that the leader goes to Gemba. Gemba is a Japanese word meaning actual place, the place where you work to create value. In manufacturing, this is the factory, whereas in a technology office, it could be the office itself or the computer being used for coding or development. In each industry, the Gemba will be a different place, but the important thing is for the leadership to go to Gemba and interact with the value-adding processes and the people doing the work. Leader standard work requires that the Gemba is visited often to assess the performance status, problem solve and coach people. As you'll see in the next couple of sections, it involves using Kamishibai and Kata coaching to make effective use of the time at the Gemba. Kamishibai. Kamishibai is a Japanese word which literally translated means paper, kami, play, shibai. A traditional kamishibai is a paper play that is used to tell stories, normally with a learning element, using paper scrolls and therefore utilising visual management as an effective way of communicating. In the context of lean management, it is a visual method by which the lean leader uses this simple but structured approach to interact with their team members in a way that allows them to coach and to act in the manner of a leader as a teacher. It is one of the key ways in which the leadership both sends the message of the importance of standardisation and adherence to those standards and ensures compliance. And in the book, you would see a picture of a traditional Kamishibai teller. The most important thing about Kamishibai is its differences from a traditional audit, and that is regular, small-scale, leader-led, and focused on rapid problem-solving and improvement, Kaizen, in a short period of time. Above all, it is about checking the process, not the person, and building the visibility of the lean leader in the visual showcase that is created during the lean transformation. The commission by rack will concern several cards in the to-do column, covering safety elements, systems, processes, and different process steps. The check is made, and dependent upon the outcome, the card will be placed in the done column, either facing out green if the check was successful, or red if problems were found. However, red isn't a failure, but rather an opportunity for the leader undertaking the check to interact and coach the team members involved, with the aim being that Kaizen is the outcome. And what you'll see in the book is a triangle from team leader up to CEO or senior leadership, with the frequency, the location of the commission by board, and the focus that each level would have. Commission by provides several advantages for the leaders, facilitating them in their support of their teams in delivering customer value. Standardization. It ensures that checks are made in a timely and common way. It makes the checks and their status visual. It reinforces to team members the importance of discipline to standards. Go to Gemba. It encourages leaders to go to Gemba, teaches leaders how to observe the Gemba. It uncovers problems whilst they are still small. It enables coaching. Simplicity. It's quick and easy to set up, simple to understand, prompts checks, ensuring 100% compliance. Examples of the kinds of checks that might be undertaken are safety and PPE, personal protective equipment, adherence to standardised work, maintenance of adequate and accurate documentation, 5S standards, workplace organisation, management system adherence, horse and cannery status, programme management, efficacy, etc. And in the book, you'll see an example of a commission by card with both the green and the red sides showing. Commission by is integral to leader standard work and ensures that the leader maintains a strong connection with the Gemba. It isn't a tool only for the first level of management, but for all levels of management, just as for leader standard work. And what you'll see in the book is another visualization, this time of daily accountability commission by cards. Kata coaching. Leader standard work in commission by provide the leader with an excellent opportunity to coach team members and to learn what will maximise customer value. This is the beauty of Gemba coaching, that the leader isn't only imparting knowledge, but is also learning how the processes really work and how improvements can be made. In lean thinking, this is called Kata and has been very well researched and explained by Mike Rother in his book, Toyota Kata. Whilst the questions asked when employing Kata can be developed by the team members, the best starting point and what has effectively become the Kata standard is to ask the following. Number 1, what is the target condition? Number 2, what is the actual condition now? Number 3, which obstacles do you think are preventing you from achieving the target condition? Number 4, what is your next step? What do you expect to happen? And then number 5, how quickly will we be able to see the outcome of that step? By asking these questions, the lean leader may develop an understanding, along with a team member, of how the process is performing and where problems can be solved, and, most importantly, coach the team member to solve the problems for themselves. When this is undertaken successfully, it will gradually embolden the associates to take the ownership and accountability to do this, not only when they are being challenged and coached by their leaders, but autonomously daily when they see problems that they would previously have ignored or accepted. Of course, the Kata approach should not be reserved exclusively for during the commission by activity, as it equally valid during times of problem solving with the team members. However, the commission by is a great way of proactively uncovering issues that may sit persistently unresolved due to being perceived as unimportant to the leadership. In fact, through this, activist leadership is demonstrated to the team members, and the importance of Kaizen every day, the solving of small problems daily, is both role modelled and reinforced. Commission by and Kata are not ways of checking up on our people, nor are they a form of micromanagement. Quite the contrary, they are integral to giving leader standard work its hands and feet and making it a reality of daily management. Leader standard work is intended to enable and empower our people through an approach that ensures that they know what to expect of their leaders, what the leaders expect of them, and receive the help, support and coaching that they require to deliver to target and improve their processes. In essence, leader standard work has a central interaction with the environment, as it sits in the middle of the virtuous cycle of daily management, Kamishibai, and kata. And what you'll see in the book is a visualization of that. And the chapter ends with a quotation from Abraham Lincoln. Nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power.